Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new League of Legends video. Now the final page, or finally the page has been released publicly by Riot, officially or whatever, the mid-season update. Showcasing the tank reworks, all the big changes coming to the mid-season, but most importantly, like I said, the actual abilities of the three reworked champions, being SEJUANI, Mr. ZAC, and Maokai himself. So we're going to be going through this page, going through all of the abilities of the champions, the new ones. Obviously some of the old ones will still be the same, more or less, I believe. But the main thing we want to, of course, see are the new abilities for these three champions, right? So let's just scroll down. Honestly, who gives a shit? Tank updates. Okay, so the first one, we have SEJUANI in the list, right? So we'll look at her first. So I press the button here, it opened this up. SEJUANI's become a true barbarian war leader. Once Winter's Wrath charges, or the Winter's Wrath charges into battle, Frosty strikes from her warband, leave enemies vulnerable to Permafrost's targeted lockdown. All right, let's check it out. So first we have her passive, which is the updated part ability, or it's one of the updated abilities rather, or a new ability essentially. Frost Armor. After not taking damage for a brief period, SEJUANI becomes immune to slows and gains bonus resistances. Frost Armor lingers briefly after taking damage. Frost Armor refreshes faster with SEJUANI movement. This literally seems like a mix of Malzahar's passive and maybe even Rakan's passive. Let's check it out. That's actually really fucking good. Holy shit. That's actually really, really good. So yeah, so when her boar is like that, she essentially has a passive. That's actually really fucking good. Completely immune to slow. Like, because she was immune for like a full like 2 seconds or something. Like even maybe 3 seconds. That's actually really good. I think that's actually really freaking good. It's only slows, so keep that in mind. It's only slow. It's not like hard CC, like a Morgana Q or a Lux Q. Only slows, but that's still really good. That's actually still really good. Arctic Assault charges forward. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. I'm just okay, literally the same ability. Gives a shit. W, new ability. Winter's Wrath. SEJUANI swings her mace in front of her and then slams it down in a line. And both swings deal damage and apply frost. I'm guessing this is frost. Let's see. Can we watch one more time? So that's a little... That right there, I'll show you guys again. Which I think we'll talk about next. Boom. That right there is the little... It's like Brahm's passive, essentially, you know, where you keep stacking it up, and then once it's maxed, you know, an extra effect procs. Pretty much the same thing. SEJUANI now has that as well. But I'm pretty sure this is Permafrost. I think this is it, right? Probably. Alright. Permafrost. Passive. So it's a new ability, of course. Passive. SEJUANI's basic attacks apply frost, which is what we're talking about, on champions and large monsters. So like I believe things like Dragon, Baron, Rift Herald, Red buff, things like that. Blue buff. Should be those guys. Siege Cannon. I think it should apply to all those. Nearby allied melee champions. Only melee champions. Keep that in mind. Only melee champions also gain this effect, which is really cool. But only melee champions. Very important to keep in mind. So which kind of makes you wonder, you know, because the idea behind these tank reworks is that they want to have them, you know, more focus on a specific, I guess, theme or style, or just, you know, be more unique, if you will. But also be picked for specific team comps and not just be picked for the sake of having a tank. So in this case, if you have, you know, a pretty heavy melee team, let's say you have like a Darius top, maybe like a Zed or Talon mid lane, you have a support like, I don't know, Braum or Leona or whatever, this could be pretty spicy. Anyways, nearby or allied melee champions also gain this effect. Frost stacks up to 4 times. Active. SEJUANI damages, stuns, and freezes target enemy with max frost stacks. So it's a target, okay. I wonder what the cooldown is though. SEJUANI's first attack or ability against a frozen enemy deals a portion of their maximum health as damage. Wow, that's actually really good. Let's read this. That's really, really good. That's a really solid E ability. Holy shit. 2, 3, 4. I don't like how it's not very visible to me, but I'll show you guys later. Wow. Dude, that's fucking broken. That's really, really fucking good, actually. It's a target, too. It's not even a skill shot. That's the part that's weird. It's a target ability. It's not a skill shot. It's literally a target. For something that just hard CCs that easily, and for what seems to be a decent amount of time, honestly, it's a little questionable that it's a target. Nothing I don't like is this little symbol. Like, watch. Okay, let's pause it here, right? So it's at 3 stacks right now. If you were to like play and you know you're playing in the middle of a team fight and everything, you have to like look at everything very quickly, right? Just looking at this little mark, it's hard to tell that it's at 3 stacks. Like, it's not visible enough. Like the marks of it or the points of it that have already been stacked of the 4, They should be brighter, in my opinion. It's not bright enough. It's really hard to see. It's really hard to notice. Maybe Sejuani's on top of it. Maybe that's why. But it just seems very, very... It's too subtle to notice that it's at 3 stacks of 4. It should be a lot more visible that it's at 3 fucking stacks. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my issue with that. But all in all, an exceptional E ability. That is like... That is a pretty damn beastly or just... I don't know. That's just a really good fucking E ability. Let's read this. Let's read this as well. Glacial Prison updated. Sejuani throws her True Ice Bola, which damages, stuns, and freezes again. The first champion hit based on distance traveled. Long-ranged bolas leave behind an ice storm that slows enemies, erupted after a brief delay to damage, and massively slow enemies except the original target. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. It's honestly not bad. Not bad at all. It's pretty much the same ultimate, but yeah, not bad. I have to say, her E ability is absolutely fucking disgusting. Like, I think her E ability is just insane. Like, this E ability has a lot in it, man. I have to say, it's just overloaded as fuck. But anyways, so that's Sejuani. Pretty cool. I like the rework. Pretty solid rework. Let's check out ZAC, the secret weapon. Guman's getting even gooier. Stretching strikes, grabs enemies, and knocks them together. Let's bounce, carries enemies. Yeah, that's the cool part. So Self Division, it should be the exact same thing. I'm not even gonna read it. I'm pretty sure it's literally the same thing. So he still drops that shit. You pick it up, it heals you, people can walk over it, and then when he dies, most likely... Holy shit, it gets so much smaller. Actually, like... Okay, that goes back a lot faster, though. That goes back a lot faster. That definitely goes back a lot faster. Those little goo thingies, 100% they go back, like... I might even say twice as fast as they currently do, so... Other than that, though, it's the same thing. New ability, though, Stretching Strikes. ZAC's arm stretches and grabs the first enemy it hits, damaging and slowing them. ZAC's next basic attack gains bonus range, and if ZAC attacks a different enemy, he'll throw both targets together towards each other to deal damage in AoE. Okay. Pretty OP. What the fuck? Next ability. I don't know what to say about that. That's weird. I should know what to say about that. It looks honestly kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really fucking lame. It seems like it could be pretty good though, but it looks so fucking lame. The sound effects just... I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, his W I believe is the same thing. Yeah, it's literally the same thing. Okay. Ability is probably literally the same thing. Seems the exact same. Now his ultimate is what I think is going to be really interesting. Let's bounce. ZAC squishes himself into a puddle and charges, becoming immune to crowd control and slowing enemies that stand on him. Okay, that in itself is already pretty decent. Reactivating Let's Bounce without fully charging causes ZAC to reform, XD, knocking back nearby enemies. Okay. But if he charges for at least 1 second, he sucks up enemies above him and carries them towards the target location, damaging enemies in the area upon landing. Okay. Not the biggest range, but if it was any farther than that, it would be pretty OP. Not bad though, honestly not bad. That's actually like a pretty damn good ability regardless, I think. I think Sejuani's rework was a lot more interesting than ZAC's personally, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let's check out Maokai though, let's check out Maokai. So his passive should be the exact same. I'm not gonna read it, it should be literally the same thing. Right? Actually, let's read it. Basic attacks periodically heal him, sap magic cooldown is reduced for each enemy. Okay, that's pretty sure the same thing. Bramble Smash should be the same thing. It just looks cooler though, it looks cooler. Animation I think is different, but other than that, pretty much the same thing. Twisted Advance probably just looks cooler. Yeah, it looks a lot cooler. But literally the same thing. Now this is where things get different. Sapling Toss, updated. Maokai flings the sapling to the stand, watch over an area. Saplings chase nearby enemies, exploding if they come into contact and slowing everything hit. Saplings placed in brush last longer and deal additional damage over time. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Oh shit, I like the way it sounds. Oh, it attaches to them too. It's like a sticky bomb. Hey, hey. That's really cool. I like when he throws in the bush. It goes from this like tiny little sapling, and then it just like transforms into this big ass motherfucker. That's really cool. So I'm pretty sure if it's in a bush, it'll transform. If not, it won't, right? Lasts longer and deal, yeah. So I'm pretty sure it only transforms if you throw it into a bush. So now it's like more strategic placement, I guess. His ultimate is interesting. Nature's Grasp. Maokai summons a colossal wall of brambles and thorns that advances forward, rooting enemies struck. Root duration increases the farther the wall travels. Wait, let's watch it again. Really slow though. Okay, so okay. It doesn't go through. Interesting. That doesn't go through. So this is literally Nami's ult. That's literally Nami's ultimate. Like, what the fuck? It's pretty strong though. It is pretty strong, but it's literally Nami's ultimate. Just minus slowing and just roots. That's the only difference. I don't know, man. I'm not liking how they're essentially just recycling other ultimates and just putting them together. Like, that's essentially a recycled ultimate. ZAC is, well, his is not that recycled. I mean, it's kind of like Ryze's ultimate, just the opposite. And then she just has like Braum's passive. I still like Sejuani's the most though, but that's about it. So we have like a bunch of new items that you guys know about this. I already made videos about this, talked about them, all of them several times, so I'm not going to go over them. Gargoyle Stone Plate, Adaptive Helmet. This essentially, casting several spells on the same person that has this will be less effective, while this makes tanks even ridiculously tankier and just gives them a fuck ton of HP. That's pretty much what you need to know. Guardian Angel now is more of an offensive-ish kind of item, so it still gives you the same effect, but it's built off of AD items as well. Support quest, which I talked about. I talked about all this in my patch video, guys. If you haven't checked out my patch video, I highly recommend checking that out. All this is there. End of the game stat updates, we talked about that as well. Gameplay clarity, so they'll show you just, you know, more things. You know, it's like obvious to see what exactly happened or who died or what ability's been used or whatever. More items now will have like a better tracking system, so you know how much you've actually shielded with them and how useful the items has been. The Rift Herald has essentially got reworked, which I also talked about, which now when you kill it, you can have it as an item, gives you constant power, empowered recall for like 2 minutes or something. And then you can use the item and essentially summons this Rift Herald on your team to the closest lane that you were when you use the item, and it just goes down and just essentially becomes this big ass minion that they have to kill. Honor update, this is looking forward stuff. Who cares? I mean, honor update gives a shit about that. 10 bans, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of looking forward to that, but not really. Team competition. I actually want to read this. Playing League with friends in normals or rank flex is one thing, but we think there's an opportunity to add a new competitive experience into League. One different from now retired ranked teams in queue. We want organized teams to compete for rewards, but include an appeal to players of all skill. Think something along the lines of forming a team with your friends and entering an amateur tournament together where the stakes, intensity, and rewards are ramped way up. That's actually really fucking cool. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. MSI and all that stuff. So either way, guys, there you have it. Some pretty damn sweet updates. The 3 reworks. I'll have gameplays of each of them once they hit the live service. So look forward to that. Make sure to subscribe to stay tuned to the channel so you'll be ready for the updates as well. But thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you did, if you're hyped and all that good stuff. But I'll see you next time. Peace.